Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Operational Services Committee. On this committee are myself, Councillors O'Connor, Councillors O'Toole, and Mayor Clayton. We'll start off with our land acknowledgement. The city respectfully acknowledges the Beaver, Cree, Dene, and Métis people as the original caretakers of these lands and surrounding areas. We are grateful to live, learn, work, and play on Treaty 8 territory within Turtle Island, and acknowledge these lands have been home to diverse and sovereign First Nations, Inuit nations since time immemorial. And with that, I'll look for an adoption of the agenda. Councillor O'Connor.
So I move we accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you for that. So we have no delegations this morning, and that carries. No delegations this morning, so we'll go to our first report, to our service area update, and I'll look to Chief Glavin, please.
Thanks, Chair Palat. We'll start with Engineering and Transportation Services. The recent snow event over the weekend, we had crews responding throughout. We worked overtime for all day Saturday and Sunday and had all of our Priority 1 plowing complete along with ice control. We have recently declared parking bans and began residential removal yesterday in Week A areas. For construction, we have posted our road rehabilitation phase 1, and this has a few different projects around the city, but most significantly a full depth reclamation project on 84th Avenue west of Bear Creek to the bridge at 108th Streets in both directions. Couple capital projects that are close to wrapping up. On the storm side, we have 2 outfall rehabilitation projects, one adjacent to the Heritage Museum and one south of 99th Avenue that should wrap up in about a week. Landscaping and the final cleanups will occur in the spring after snow melt. We also have traffic signal maintenance that continues at 3 intersections with limited traffic disruption, and any impactful disruptions will be scheduled for off-peak hours. We've also had some requests for highlighting some of our major road projects after the few years. So Communications will be releasing a map and some materials probably later this week that highlights the major projects over the last 4 years. In transit, we'll be providing registered accessible transit customers free round-trip rides to the Northern Spirit Light Show at Evergreen Park on December 7th, 8th, 14th, 15th, 21st, and 22nd, and customers just need to contact dispatch to book their rides. In Environment and Parks, we had crews supporting the Football Alberta Bowl this past weekend at CKC site. That went well, and we also had our transit provide some charter services for the teams. And to wrap up in parks, we have staff that have been plowing pathways, clearing bus stops, and making ice at our 5 high-board outdoor rinks. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Okay, thanks for that, Glavin. Councillor O'Connor.
Yes, thank you, Chair Palat. Chief Glavin, I'm just curious what the process is for when you call for road bans during snow clearing. Can you describe for the public what that process is and how they're notified?
Thanks, Chair Palat. I may defer that to my colleague on exactly how. And you're talking about how enforcement enforces the parking bans?
Well, how do they get the notification? There's a lot of people that work out of town, and so if you're saying, I think it's A cycle and B cycle on the opposite weeks is when they do snow removal. Do they send out some kind of communication? Do they put those tent boards up and saying, hey, this area is being cleared of snow?
Sure, Palat. No current boards are put up. We've had the same cycle for the last 4 years as far as week A, week B. It's always the day before garbage day. So if it's in a residential area, that is the set. And I know that in the past we have put mailers out. I'd have to confirm this year if we did that again, but I believe we did. And if you're on a permanent snow route, so any of our collector and bus routes from November to April, I believe, are no parking anytime it's declared, and we declare that over often radio and then any of our city communication channels for that.
Thank you for that. I'm just wondering, how much enforcement have you had to and have vehicles towed, or have you just plowed around those vehicles, and does that happen very often?
Thanks, Chair Palat. So essentially, it kind of comes down to how if there's a somewhat of an abandoned vehicle that's been there for a while, easier to do because nobody's moved it. You can tag it and get it towed out of the way relatively quickly. If somebody parks there the night before, much more challenging to deal with, to get with. But Mr. Lemieux may have a little bit more information from the enforcement side.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for that. Any other questions? Mayor Clayton.
Thanks. Probably best question for interim Chief Tarrant, but I'll test my luck with Chief Glavin. And if not, I actually know the answer. This is more for those who are watching. What's the best way for people to be informed in regards to snow removal and work that may be happening in your neighborhood? And if you don't know that, would I suggest that engage.cityofgp.com is a great way to get regular updates through text and emails?
I think you provided a good answer for me.
Thanks, Chief Glavin.
Councillor O'Toole.
Yeah, this goes to Chief Glavin. Are we on par with our budget for snow removal for this year?
Thanks, Chipolot. We were forecasting a surplus earlier, but with the recent snow events, I have a feeling we'll likely be trending the other way here soon. We do have a snow event this last weekend. We have another, depending on which weather forecast you're looking at, there's anywhere from about 5 to 40 centimeters of snow that's forecasted for this weekend. So we're monitoring that closely as that'll trigger some additional resources to deal with that.
Thank you very much for the update.
Okay. Appreciate the update as well. So just moving on in our agenda, we don't have any more correspondence or other business, so we'll just come back to you for outstanding items list, please.
Thanks, Chair Palat. No changes at this time.
Okay, so just be looking for a motion to accept the outstanding items list. Councillor O'Toole.
I move to accept the outstanding items list as provided.
Okay, thank you for that. And with that, that carries. And so we will adjourn our meeting and we'll be back at 9:15 for the next meeting. Thank you.